Sticker, we're going to tell you the ins and outs of jumping castles. And the ins and outs, I mean the actual ins. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get inside the floor of the jumping castle, show you what's in underneath here, something that you may never have seen before. It's probably a bit of a peculiar thing to climb around inside a jumping castle. I've done it a fair few times because some of the older jumping castles, if you want to get a bit of longer life out of them, you can actually repair them yourself from the inside, because that's where all the stitching is on the inside, so they look nice on the outside. All of these seams here are all sewn on the inside, so they look nice on the outside. So getting to repair them, that means you've got to get inside to have a go at them. So here we go, I'm going to go inside. Folks, here we are. I'm not sure whether we're up the right way or which way we're meant to go. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, now we're on the inside of the jumping castle. This is the floor area. You can hear the blower down the back there going. Now these are what we call the baffles inside here. Now they're stitched onto the actual floor, the bottom, and then up the top here they've stitched on. That area there is actually the floor where the kids bounce. So this piece of vinyl in the middle, this helps to keep the formation of your floor to make sure that it's in the shape that you want. If you don't have these in there, then you're just going to have one big bubble. As you can see through here, try and get a bit of a look down there, you can see there's more baffles on the way down through there. That's how you get those nice little like, I don't know what you call them, but in the floor where it keeps it nice and fairly flat, so it's not just one great big bubble. Just checking out the stitching in here. You can see up there, now you can see better what I'm talking about. This is where it's sewn on the inside. This is the stuff that doesn't look very nice because it's all on the inside, so you don't get to see that from the outside. But if you need to get it repaired, this is where they've got to stitch. So if you start getting the floor or the outside of it starts to come apart, then you've got to stitch that. Now what they need to do, the repairers, is down here, they will have to unpick all of this stitching all the way along there, because somehow they've got to get at it with their sewing machine. So this will have to be unpicked, possibly even this side, down here. So you can imagine what's involved with unpicking all that stitching to get inside your jumping castle, then stitch up the area that you need to repair, and then we've got to sew all this up again as we work our way outside. As you can see, this one here, show you that, this one here is flush on the inside, because this is the very last one that they sew, and they sew that from the outside, because somewhere along the line you've got to sew on the outside. You can't have the sewing machine on the inside here. Now, if for some reason you're looking at a jumping castle to purchase, or one that you already own, and you've got some bubbles, what might be called bubbles or wobbles in the floor, consider that it might be this seam here starting to let go. So if the stitching in that seam is starting to let go, then you will find that you've got bubbles in the floor. You won't be able to see the stitching, it looks okay, but you've got bubbles in the floor, which means that this stitching is starting to let go, which is a sign that it's nearing the end of its time. If that stitching starts to let go, suddenly you'll find, you might one day when the kids are on it, there's a great big tearing sound, and suddenly you have a great big bubble right in the middle of your floor, and it's simply that this baffle here has let go, the stitching has let go. And then generally what will happen after that is that one thing after another, it will just start on the other seams, on the other baffles, and before you know it, you've just got a jumping castle with one great big bubble in the middle of the floor, which might sound like fun, but it's particularly dangerous for the kids to play on, because it's not a nice level floor to play on. Alright, so that's inside the jumping castle. Not sure that I can make it along here. Pretty try and fit, but we'll have a look and see down the back here. So that's the blower tube. You can see that the air is blowing in there. These guys are a little bit thinking it's that they put a flap on the blower tube, so that if for some reason the power fails or the motor cuts out for some reason, then that flap will shut down over the chute and slow down the escape of the air, so it gives the children time to escape before it deflates on them too quickly. Alright, so that's inside. You can see how everything is just the vertical baffles there hold everything into its shape. It's all just stitched together and the fan is blowing all the time to keep it inflated. Alright, just while we're in here, you can have a look down here. That's the inside of the anchor straps. So they're sewn on pretty sturdy there. That's something pretty hard if you're going to buy a jumping castle to get inside and have a look at. But some of them aren't made very well. The anchors aren't made very well. They're not made of very good material. And they'll just tear away either from the inside or the material itself will give away. You can see this fella here, that's pretty good material, that's nice and strong, and it's stitched on pretty well. So there's an anchor on the rear, an anchor on the side, so plenty of places to anchor down so you don't have any trouble. Alright, well I think that's about all for our tour inside the jumping castle. And I think I might be able to lure my friend in letting me out so I don't have to stay in here for the night. Alright, until next time, I'll catch up to you. Thanks, cheers guys, bye. I can set it off. Yeah, so we're out. Alright, so that's our little guided tour of inside the jumping castle. Setting that fella up, and you see he goes straight back up again. Oh, that's not as much fun as you think, but that gives you an insight of what goes on inside these babies. Alright guys, well, we'll see you next time. Cheers for now, bye.